In 2011, a very reckless agriculture minister in the Gillard Labor government banned the live cattle trade overnight with no consultation with industry, no warning to our trading partner Indonesia, and essentially threw both the pastoralists into chaos, hundreds and thousands of cattle stranded through northern Australia. And we saw pastoralists, truck drivers, regional communities more broadly, severely impacted for many, many years, not just economically, but socially. There were huge social impacts as well as a result of that decision reacting to left-wing activists about the trade. Now, it was the National Party in 2011 and Chris Back as well, a Liberal from WA, who really fought the Labor Party's decision on that and highlighted the issues to ensure that the coalition opposition at the time had a united position on supporting the trade and our pastoralists, because this industry employs over tens of thousands of Australians and it's a billion-dollar industry. So it's well worth backing it in, which we always have. Now, we've seen the Justice Rare hand down his decision. It's been subject to the federal court on the 2nd of June and basically agrees with our position that we had in 2011 that the Agriculture Minister and Julia Gillard's government was recklessly indifferent to the damage that decision had on the live cattle trade, on regional communities, and indeed the pastoralists themselves who are in the trade and into our trading partner in Indonesia. And, you know, we've all welcomed that decision. The National Farmers Federation's welcomed that decision. The Northern Territory Cattlemen's Associations welcomed that decision as vindication of what we knew at the time. Now, it's really important, I think, as a federal government, as they're considering whether they're going to appeal or not, that we recall the stance we took and proudly took as National Party senators and MPs and as a coalition opposition when that decision was made. So
one of the issues with this decision, though, was not the substance of it. It was the fact it came in so abruptly, and that was what was thought at the time to have caused a lot of the damage. And so are you questioning whether they should have had the decision made in the first place or the merit of it?
Oh, the decision should not have been made in the first place at all. The Agriculture Minister should have been working with industry around issues on animal welfare, that he'd already made an earlier order with a specific company who had animal welfare issues, and industry was supportive of that. But this is what happens when governments make reckless decisions, city-centric governments, may I say, city-centric Labor governments, reckless decisions which have severe impacts on regional communities and industries that go on for many, many years. So absolutely we back the trade. He should never have banned the trade. And we look forward to the trade being successful in many, many years to come. And we're looking forward, the National Party is looking forward to the Attorney-General Porter coming to our party room next Monday and outlining his perspectives on the steps and ways forward.
Because the government has said that they're not interested in revisiting the issue. They're interested in the fact that this power was vested in the federal court to be able to contradict a minister's decision in the first place. And that's what they're going to be appealing, not what the actual substance of the decision to ban live exports. And so are you asking for the government to then reconsider live export limitations?
Well, what the National Farmers Federation is asking is that the government doesn't appeal this decision. What the Northern Territory Cattlemen's Association is asking is that the government doesn't appeal this decision. It's been 9 long years for these pastoralist families and the broader supply chain of industry to have a decision finally handed down, and they have made it very, very clear to us that they want to see this done and dusted so they can get on with their lives.
So would you like to see the resumption of live cattle export yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I've met with live export traders in WA, in the Northern Territory, right, and in Queensland. This is a great industry. We're not just exporting fabulous Australian beef, we're also exporting the best animal welfare standards in the world. And that's something we need to be very, very proud of as a country. It's a highly regulated system. We should be proud of the animal welfare outcomes that we're giving to developing nations and also ensuring that they've got the protein they need to feed a growing middle class.